Greetings, developers and hackathon participants. Welcome to another Defining DeFi live stream event. Now, this is a special live stream where we're going to go over submissions. We're going to go step by step on our submission form and give you the exact details you need to do a proper submission for this hackathon event. Now, all submitters will receive a link to mint their own POAP as proof of participation in the event. And we're going to go over a little bit about that as well. In addition to that, all submitters are potentially eligible to win a prize. Of course, we have a lot of prizes up for grab in Morales Cross Chronos. I'm going to invite Joseph onto the stage with us here. He's going to help us with our demo today. Many of you may know Joseph as our lead community engineer, and he assists with support in Discord, as do I. So feel free to reach out to us there if you have any questions following this stream or about your submission before you hand it in. The deadline is this Friday, 11:59 p.m. UTC. That is a hard cutoff. So check your time zones. If you're not on UTC time, the cutoff could be a bit earlier, or you may even have a little bit more time. But no matter where you are in the world, the cutoff is the same for everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today, Joseph. Do you have ready our submission form? Or actually, maybe we start with our website and we can show everybody where to click that to fill out that submission form.
Absolutely. I have this ready. So let me share my screen really quickly.
Now, if you're watching this video right now and you're looking for that link, go ahead and click the link in the description. That is the same form link, and you can submit through that form as well. That's no problem.
Awesome.
All right.
So can you see my screen now?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Nice. So this is essentially our Google Hackathon homepage. So you can go morales.io/google-hackathon. So in here, essentially, we have the submit project button right here, where you can submit your project as like the deadline is closing in this Friday. So remember that. And essentially, like to submit a project, you just need to click on this and you'll be redirected to the Morales x Google, basically the hackathon submission Google form right there. So there are several things that you will need for the submission. In here, I have listed it. So like first one is GitHub repo, and keep in mind this must be a public GitHub repo so that we can read into the code and everything and all your commits. And then the second one is live URL. So this is essentially like your application or your games, gamify, etc., something like that. Basically, something that we can access and see, interact with directly for the judging purpose. And there's also the pitch deck. It should be PDF form, and then the last one should be a 5-minute video, which is going to be having the limit of like 100 megabytes per submission, and it's just going to be one video, so don't submit more than that, or even like more than like the 100 megabytes. So essentially, like it's very simple, and I think it should be very intuitive. So you just need to put your this info right here, like your project names, participant full names, emails, and then like these are
now,
more
the emails
optional.
there, I just want to mention, emails are very important for claiming your POAP. I will be sending out an email to each of the team members independently. So you just want to make sure that you include all of your team member emails there so that you are sure to get those links. Also, for those of you who are iterating on existing projects where you've introduced an entirely new DeFi element, but the base bones of your application are from a previous building project, make sure to mention that in your slide deck, so that when we're reading your slide deck, we can tell exactly what's new, exactly what's being submitted for the hackathon, and then, completely separated from what's pre-existing, because that is allowed so long as you follow specific rules. Check the frequently asked questions or reach out to us in Discord if you have additional questions on that.
Nice. Thanks, Phil, for the reminder. So yeah, don't forget to fill in this if you want to get your POAP, and of course your team members as well, separated by commas. So once it's done, essentially make sure to check yes for is your project built with Morales, and then select the tracks that you would like to be qualified in. So the tracks are going to be all the chains that you integrate with, either Polygon, BNB, Phantom, or all of those. Select the one that you integrated with, and also the tools for the bounties, so XLR, multi-chain, or
Let me
covalent.
ask you
Right
another
there.
question here, Joseph. Are submitters allowed to check multiple boxes in the tracks and bounties category?
Yeah, absolutely. So here, as you can see, this is a checkbox, not exactly, like the circle one. So you can definitely check more than one right there. Similarly with the boundaries as well. So feel free to check as much as possible. Of course, like you'll need to be honest of what you're building with. Don't just check everything, because like you will not get the price anyway, and it's just waste of time.
Absolutely. It's
Mm-hmm.
really important, folks, that we make sure to only check the boxes where we've actually deployed our DApp either to testnet or mainnet for that network. Now, if you've taken the time to make sure that your application, including testing on each of those networks, be it mainnet or testnet, and then you're more than welcome to check all three boxes, indicating that your DApp does in fact work on all three. If your DApp does not work on all three, please only check the three that it works on currently.
Mm-hmm.
Because it will only be eligible for a prize if it's been deployed to either mainnet or testnet and is functional on that network for the three mentioned here, or one of the three mentioned here at least.
Yep, exactly. So uh, after that, you essentially need to provide all the things that I was mentioned, such as GitHub links. Remember, need to be public, live URL, pitch deck, one page or project overview. So this is going to be the PDF that I mentioned before, and also the 5-minute video, which must be below 100 megabytes in size. So those are all the required things for submission. The last one will be like for you to receive the POAP, where you're gonna like put your wallet addresses, and of course the wallet addresses of your team members, so that we can essentially whitelist you so that you can receive your POAP, and we'll send how you can claim it through the emails that you submit before. So make sure to input that to get your POAP NFT. And once it's done, just click submit, and you're all essentially done. And make sure to do it again before the deadline, otherwise will not qualify it as a legit submission. So yeah.
Got a question in the chat here. This is a great question. Is the pitch deck only one page long? No, your pitch deck is as many pages as you need in order to explain your DApp. Here's a couple of things I recommend including in your pitch deck if it makes sense for your DApp. A timeline explaining what elements of your DApp are live today and what elements you intend to add later on. Details on which networks you're deployed to, whether it's testnet or otherwise, and instructions on how to get started with your DApp on each of those networks. And then also any details, like I mentioned before, on what portions of your DApp may be pre-existing. Of course, if we're using any pre-existing portions, they need to have either been built by us or be an authorized boilerplate. For example, the Ethereum boilerplate, an open source project provided by us at Moralis and then maintained by you, our community, along with us, that is an authorized starting point. But you may want to mention that you started from the Ethereum boilerplate if that's the case, just to give us an idea of your particular development style and things like that. We try to take as many factors into account when we're judging as possible, but sometimes more obscure aspects of even very good dApps are better explained in your pitch deck than simply asking your user to discover it on their own. So use the combination of all four of those things to present your dApp in the best way that you possibly can. And we're going to give you the benefit of the doubt at any point that we can, and also do everything we can to make this a great experience for everybody. I want to remind everyone, win or not in this event, you're part of our community, and we want to show you a route to showcasing your dApp. That route may be in the form of a spot at our awards ceremony as a winner. That also may come in the form of a later on Moralis showcase, in which case, if you're interested in that and you aren't a winner in this event, I want you to reach out to me. I'm Ponsauce on Discord. You can find me in the Moralis DAO Discord, or even reach out to me in chat when you see me on live stream. I'm happy to talk with anybody on our community. I am here for you as our Morales head of events and proud to be here. All right, Joseph, is there any other details we wanted to share with our community here during this stream? I do see one other question here.
Mm-hmm. No, good from my side, Phil. I think that's all that
Really, really
participants
good
need to know.
question to close
So,
us off. Do we need to adjust file permissions on things we upload? Yes, yes, yes. Mark everything as public for anyone who has the link. There's a reason for that. When your submission comes in, it comes into our Morales team. Depending on which track you're competing for, that submission will need to be forwarded to the team doing judging for that track. It becomes very cumbersome if we need to request at each stage access to your documents. It's much better if you can provide permanent access to anybody who has a link. Now, if you want to package it in a different way, that's fine. Just make sure that however you provide it to us, that we're able to view it easily and readily. Because if we're not, that can affect the judging process, as we will have a lot of submissions to go through. The easier you can make it for our judges, the better.
yep, absolutely.
All right. Well, seeing as there are no more questions in the chat, we're going to go ahead and look forward to greeting all of you on Discord and then in GatherTown later this week. Take a look at the Hackathon schedule for GatherTown meetup times. Those are also great times to ask questions about your submission, and feel free to ask as many questions as you want before submitting. It's much easier if we can answer all those things and not have to deal with multiple submissions. So be bold there. We're here to help you, and we want you to be successful. Have a great rest of the week. Don't forget about that deadline, 11:59 p.m. UTC on Friday. Everybody have a great rest of the week, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right. See you guys.